going? I'm Sydney from PhoneDog.com, and this is the Samsung Strive. It's a messaging phone from AT&T, has a full QWERTY keyboard, but also has some other cool features with mobile web, mobile email, also has a 2-megapixel camera. Now, it doesn't have a touchscreen. That's one thing you're going to notice right off the bat, but it has some other cool features. I think with a music player, it comes with a free trial for XM satellite radio. Has some other things that we're going to check out. Aaron did an unboxing for you guys, so I've been using it for a while now. We're going to do a full review, so let's go check it out. So right off the bat, the phone does not have a touchscreen. This isn't a touchscreen, which is kind of weird. I guess to me, I'm just used to every phone these days having a touchscreen, especially when it's a screen this large. But I guess, not everyone wants a touchscreen, so it doesn't have one. It has these two soft keys that you can use in the D-pad. On the left side, you have the volume rocker button, microphone, micro USB charging port, or for the charging cable. It doesn't have a headphone jack, 3.5mm or a proprietary headphone jack. It does have a music player, but no headphone jack. This is the dedicated camera button. It has a 2-megapixel camera with video capture and no flash. Now, there's not really a lot of photo editing features with the camera, which I would like to see. Even a lot of mid-range feature phones these days still have a lot of cool features for taking pictures, but this doesn't. I think the most you can do is crop it and then maybe change brightness or contrast or something like that, and then you can email it or send it via text. But that's pretty much it. And then you've also got the speaker here. The speaker sounds really good. I played some music when I was testing it out, and it sounded really good. I was pleased with that. Then under the battery cover, this is a 1000 milliamp hour battery, and then you have the micro SD card slot. It doesn't come with a memory card, but it does have the slot. It supports up to 16 gigabytes of storage. A little annoying that you have to take the battery cover off to get to it, but at least it has one. The battery being 1000 milliamp hour, you're gonna get average battery time. Me using it heavily, using web browsing and messaging, I got about 2 days out of it. Get that on there. And so the battery performed fairly well. I was pretty pleased with that. The phone supports stereo Bluetooth, and it also has a music player, as well as a free trial to XM satellite radio. So you can use that, which is pretty nice. I think that's pretty cool. And then there's also a lot of other music applications that you can get. So, it's not primarily marketed as a music player phone, but it does have that. I think it's nice having the XM satellite radio. So back to the front here. This is a 2.6-inch screen, 320 by 480 pixels. Excuse me, 320 by 480 pixels. These buttons, this is a basic D-pad, 2 soft keys, send and end, back button, and then this is a cool feature for multitasking. This is a button you use to get to a menu that comes up that has all of the programs that you're running. I'll get to that in just a little bit, but that's the button you use for that. And then the D-pad. This functions as basically the select or OK button, as well as if you're on just the basic home screen here, it takes you to the mobile web, to AT&T mobile web, AT&T Net. So because the phone has a full QWERTY keyboard, as you can see, it's pretty much a messaging phone, and I liked the keyboard. You can tell the phone itself is very similar to the Samsung Flight, except without touchscreen. But the keyboard is pretty much the same, and I really like it. The keys are rubbery, so they're not slippery at all. It was really easy to type on. You can see they're pretty raised. You can see it, they're not like, completely smashed together. It seems like they're not quite as raised as the Flight. So if you ever used that phone, I don't know, it might just be me, but they're not quite as raised. But even that being said, it still is a really good keyboard, really easy to type on. Let me go to the messaging so I can give you a quick demo of that. Let's see. Start over the lazy doggy poo. So, yeah. No errors, in fact. So pretty good. And that was about what it's like all the time. Anytime I was sending a text message, it was really easy to type on. I will say, and this is just, I don't know if I just didn't notice this in other phones that I had used, but the period and the comma keys are switched the way they are on a computer keyboard. They're usually, you know, comma and then period, but here it's period and then comma. So I actually did find myself, you know, I meant to do a comma because I thought it would be right there, but it was actually reversed. So, you know, I don't know if I just didn't notice that before, but it did take some getting used to. And then you have shortcut keys for, you know, going to your mail, and .com keys, and this is your number pad. You use the footnote button to get to those keys. Symbol for all the other keys, but the keyboard overall, I really liked it. I didn't have any problems with it. I think it was really great. A couple other features. It comes with AT&T Navigator. It also has an app center, so of course you can get any of your social networking apps. Yellow Pages Mobile, which should come in handy. I did have some problems with there's a couple features like Yellow Pages Mobile that had to get my location based on a GPS signal, and I tried it multiple times and it could not get my location. So that was kind of irritating and essentially, you know, made it somewhat useless unless I just typed in a zip code or whatever. But you know, that was something that I had to deal with, which I suppose would be just because of AT&T's network. I did have some problems with that. Overall, you know, call quality and signal was pretty good. It was just the GPS locating. For some reason, it never could find my location. Now on to the web browser. It's a full HTML web browser, and you know, everything showed up pretty well as far as pictures and text and all that, but I did have a problem with zooming and readability, and I'll show you here. If I go to a website, we'll go to PhoneDog. Okay, so here's the website, and you know, you can see everything's loading up pretty well. Now, of course, you know, you can go to the mobile site, you know, on any website that you're on, but just, you know, if you were to see it from this view, obviously you're too zoomed out to read anything. I mean, even if, you know, if I put it up really close, you can see that's pretty much impossible to read. So if I go to zoom, and then, so that zooms it in. But that's, you know, obviously too close to really do anything either, because then I'd have to move it around. I mean, it's like you're seeing such a small part of it blown up. I mean, you'd have to move around just to read anything, but there's no in between. I mean, you're either like really, really close or you're really, really far away, and there's no in between there. And that was kind of annoying to me. And you know, like I said, you can go to the mobile site, but sometimes if you can see the normal site, it's nice to be able to do that. But whenever the zooming is so off, you know, that kind of got on my nerves. And then also the screen is not very good in sunlight. I was outside. I think I was browsing the web trying to look at something, and I couldn't hardly read anything on the screen. It just completely washed it out. So again, you know, had some issues with the screen. Now, I talked earlier about this this multitasking button, how you can switch between apps. And so say I'm in the web browser and I push the end button to exit. It asks, do you want to exit, yes, no, or suspend? Now, if I select suspend, it closes it, it's gone. But then if I push this button, it opens this menu down at the bottom, and you can choose between these different programs, like obviously the mobile web, which I just had opened, but I suspended it. And then I had open mobile email earlier, and then I suspended it. I had open Yellow Pages, and then I suspended it. So it's right there, and if I were to go to it, it would take me back to where I was whenever I exited. So here I was just right at the beginning, but if I had been on a certain page or on a certain listing, it would take me right back there, and then I can just suspend it again. So it's nice to have, you know, it would be always available. You wouldn't have to just start over by going back to that program again. And then certain features are always on this menu. So there it is, the Samsung Strive basic, mid-range messaging phone, has a full slide-out QWERTY keyboard, which I really liked. Didn't have any problems with it, except for the comma and period getting me mixed up, but that's pretty easy to get used to. And, to be honest, it not having a touchscreen actually didn't bother me that much. I don't know why, but once I started using it and, using the D-pad and the soft keys, it was actually pretty easy to use. So I definitely recommend it. And not only that, but the price is very good too. It's $19.99 on contract. So for 20 bucks, you can get this phone that's pretty good. It has a music player, the speaker works great, a camera, mobile email. It really is a good mid-range messaging phone. So there it is. It's also available in purple, so if you prefer purple, you can get that too. But anyway, be sure and check out PhoneDoc.com for other news, updates, reviews, today'siphone.com, beberrydog.com. And we're going to keep you guys updated, so be sure to check them out. Thanks guys for watching. I'm Sydney, and I'll see you guys later.